May I please take this opportunity to request our next speaker. He came all the way from Vancouver. बहुत बड़ा नाम है, लेकिन हम में से बहुत सारे दोस्तों ने उन्हें शायद पहले नहीं सुना होगा, लेकिन आज वो हमारे दरमियान हैं. शेख अस-सैयद नूरजान मीर अहमदी. He has done business management degree from Southern University of California. He is founder of many charitable and educational institutes, and he has delivered lectures across the globe. One of the finest speaker we have for spiritual lectures. Please welcome Dr. As-Sayyid Nurjan Mir Ahmadi.
And I've seen many videos, and we always talk about it with our class, many videos on wudu, which I didn't know you needed to have so many different videos on how to make wudu. And the whole emphasis is always washing, always washing, always washing. Wash the body, wash your toes, wash your nose, wash your mouth, wash everything. No doubt you have to wash, but they come into our lives, pious people, and remind us, yeah, that body is going into the qabr. And Allah not bringing that body into paradise. What going into paradise is the soul. After you wash your body is enough. The Sahabi and my beloved Shaykh, they made a wudu with less than this water. Means the importance wasn't the water, because they barely covered themselves. If you make wudu with a cup of water, nothing is getting wet. Now wudu is ghusl. Everybody will come out looking like they had a shower. Overemphasis on the outside, and what Prophet ﷺ wanted for us and was teaching for us, that as you're so preoccupied with your outside, shaitan already inside of you. Shaitan moving through the blood. If he's moving through the blood, he's already occupied the heart of the believer. If he wasn't on the heart of the believer and truly Allah was upon the heart of the believers could walk on water. With Izzatullah supporting them, Izzatul Rasul supporting them, there would be no difficulty. The difficulty that we see in this dunya now is that shaitan has occupied the heart of believers. They know how to wash, no problem. But when you're washing the outside, you're not washing your soul. You're not washing your heart. I mean, Prophet ﷺ gave the whole package and a whole prescription that whatever you're doing from your usul, there must be a tremendous reality and an inner reality of everything you practice. As soon as you speak spiritual, they begin to say, oh, you're saying don't make wudu anymore, don't make salah anymore. No. They're saying that it's a complete package. You learn all of the laws, and then enough. You got the wudu. It shouldn't show anybody that you became so wet. It should be something very hidden. And you should be focusing on the wudu of the heart and of the soul. And if somebody is not making wudu of the heart and the soul, the inner dirtiness can negate the outer form. So it means in dunya, if you come into the masjid and you see somebody very dirty in a state of being najas, you look at them and you give an advice, Ya akhi, I think you have to wash, because maybe this salah not going to count like that. And they take the advice and they go wash. What about Ahlul Basira? And the people whose hearts Allah has opened their hearts. Through their training, through their practices, Allah's ni'mat granted to them, and through their heart they see that these people standing and praying, shaitan already within them. And all of their amal, Allah says, we come to their amal and we throw it. Why? How to throw it? Because every amal mixed with shaitan inside the heart. Their du'as, this is the state of our nation, the du'as not accepted, and they all wash very nice, and all the masjids are filled with people praying. Why the du'a not accepted? Because if shaitan inside the heart, where that du'a is going to go? Into Allah's presence mixed with shaitan. The salah not accepted. How could the salah be accepted if shaitan within that salah, that every bad khatar, every bad thought is coming as soon as they say Allahu Akbar, every thought, every gossip, every vision and everything they saw on TV is in that salah. They're actually praying into that, not in thinking of Allah Azza wa Jal, not visualizing themselves at Holy Kaaba. Means they come into our life and begin to teach that tazkiyah, that the only thing that can cleanse the soul and cleanse the heart is zikrullah. And they take a path in which you make zikr of Allah Azza wa Jal, because when Allah Azza wa Jal comes into the heart and Ismullah comes into the heart, shaitan goes running. And making durood al-sharif and salawat on Sayyidina Muhammad is the uplifting of the soul. Why Prophet said that if you mention me one time, Allah Azza wa Jal sends my soul to remember you 10 times. This is repeatedly taught throughout our majlis. From malakut, from the world of light, anyone took science in school, the world of light has no time. So what does it mean that the light of Prophet will come and remember you 10 times? The soul of Sayyidina Muhammad are the oceans of Al-Kawthar, Ulum al-Awwaleen wal-Akhareen. It comes fully loaded alayhi salatu salam with unimaginable lights, unimaginable blessings. If the nur of Prophet comes to your soul, immediately it picks it up and takes it into the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad. And that is the reality of the intercession of Sayyidina Muhammad. If by making durood my soul is moving into the presence of Prophet by making zikrullah my heart is bringing the lights of Allah Azza wa Jal, shaitan is running. Shaitan not going to occupy the truth, and falsehood don't occupy the same space. But if we don't teach people tazkiyah and we don't teach people to focus on their soul, all their amal is built upon shaitan. There's no practice at all, no inner practice at all. We travel around the world, all over the world, and many, no inner practice at all. What do you use your masjid for? They say we go for Jummah. So for Jummah? Islam is just Jummah? There's no halakas, there's no teachings, there's no continuous dars from your external and your internal lessons. And that becomes the reality. And that becomes the reality of our nation and our condition now. That outside looks good, inside Allah knows best what's inside. If shaitan occupying the heart of a believer, all their amal is based on pride and arrogance. And you see them, they think they're the best of the nation. They think their amal is the most accepted amal of the nation. That was not the door of humility. Prophet and all Ashab al-Nabi and all Ahlul Bayt al-Nabi with all their greatness, they entered through the door of humility. That be nothing, be faqir. Allah Azza wa Jal huwa al-Qani. Allah Azza wa Jal is rich and I am poor. No matter what Allah Azza wa Jal gives to me, it's nothing in comparison to the greatness of Sayyidina Muhammad Ashab al-Nabi Ahlul Bayt al-Nabi. And there was a hadith that they put out the other day and they sent to us that describes exactly our nation now. That there was a very young boy who was going and his amal was very impressive to the Sahabi. Must have been his qiraat was perfect, his prayers were perfect. The Sahabi said, Sayyidi Ya Rasulullah, this filan boy, young man, have you heard of him? He has a very impressive amal. And this is our life now. Prophet ﷺ immediately said, no, from what you're describing, I don't know him. One, this is a big sign. Sayyidina Muhammad ﷺ knows his entire nation from beginning to end. What he's giving us is a guidance that the description you're giving of that young man, he's not from my nation. He's with you, but he's not from me. So we're facing now a time where there are many in the nation, but we don't think that they are from us. This is big. This is a big understanding. Then Prophet ﷺ waited, couple of days came, and the Sahabi said, yeah, here he is. See this one? Come. We want to show you to Prophet ﷺ, because they're astonished. What is the learning going to come when they say he's in our community? His amal seems to be very pleasing to us, but Prophet ﷺ makes no connection with him. Say, no, I don't know him. That's big for Prophet ﷺ to turn away from somebody. And brings the young boy and says that right now, are you thinking that your amal and your way is the best? He said, yes, Sayyidi ya Rasulullah, exactly. I was thinking that, and immediately left and went into the masjid. That is all that we're seeing on TV. We're seeing very crazy people doing very crazy things, and they think they are the best and they know everything, and they're very empty. And Prophet ﷺ described to the Sahabi, I see the scabs of shaitan upon his face. If the scabs of shaitan is upon the face, because shaitan already in the heart of that one. That one shaitan is so big that make him to be like a pharaoh and arrogant. How dare you to go into the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad ﷺ and say, yes, I'm actually thinking I am the best one. You've got to be completely crazy. When I turn on the TV, I see the exact same character. They deny all of the ulama. They deny all of the madhabs. They deny every pious person, and they are the best in their heart. And shaitan's scabs are all over their face. And what Sayyidina Muhammad gave to us is, I don't know them. Means they are walking amongst us, but they are not from us. They are not from the nation of Islam. They are not from the nation of Sayyidina Muhammad. And the rest of that hadith, he told the companions to get rid of that one. It's a shaitan. Means that so many understandings, so many things of importance in these days of difficulty, that to purify the inside, to constantly come against all the inner desires and the bad desires that will affect all of the amal. And Prophet ﷺ described, if there's a piece of you good, all of you good. If there's a piece of you bad, all of you will be bad. And that is the heart of the believer. We pray that Allah Azza wa Jal grant us forgiveness and grant us a good heart. A heart in love with Allah Azza wa Jal, in love with Sayyidina Muhammad ﷺ. And what our beloved Shaykh said is to have good amal, good practice, filled with love. That heart contains love. There is no heart that can have hate and be in Allah Azza wa Jal's Divinely presence. To love Sayyidina Muhammad ﷺ more than we love ourselves is our way. We pray that Allah Azza wa Jal grant us these lights and these blessings. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wassalamun al mursaleen. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Bi hurmati Muhammad al Mustafa wa bisira Surat al Fatiha. Shukran, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah.